This is going to be a flip through of the Essentials in Writing program, grade 10, high school level. I'll try to go slow over each page so that you can pause and just review the material to see if this is a program, a writing curriculum that you would like to teach to your homeschool child. All of the high school curriculum have a very similar table of contents, have a very similar way that it's set up. They're almost identical, but this is the syllabus. I've been homeschooling for 12 years, and I'm not much of a workbook type of teacher anymore. I don't like the drill and kill busy work that we tend to copy in the homeschool environment from the public school. I started off that way, and it just is, it's the quickest way to kill your child's love of learning. I do like this curriculum. I like the Essentials in Writing because it's a more gentle approach to, I'm not going to say it's like Charlotte Mason or entirely gentle, or copy work would be like the most gentle approach. But as far as writing curriculums go, it is a pretty gentle writing curriculum. I do like the DVDs that come with it. So for each lesson, you would watch the instruction from the teacher on the lesson, and then you would go on and complete the assignment. It's laid out very nicely, and it kind of like in math, when you're building upon that spiral approach in math, this curriculum does the same thing as far as writing is concerned. It builds a spiral approach. So, for example, the child will learn to, with this curriculum, they'll learn to write like a persuasive sentence first, and then a persuasive paragraph, and then like a persuasive essay type of thing. So it just continues to build on itself with each new concept of writing. So I do believe that like once the child does get into high school, that we should definitely maybe introduce a little more formal writing curriculum to them. Now, it doesn't have to be every grade. Like, you don't have to do writing is writing. There's only, so much learning that you can do regarding that. So you don't have to do 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th grade in all writing curriculum. You can pick a really good writing curriculum, teach your child the basics of that, and then move on. So that, once again, you're not just trying to kill the child's love of learning. And once they grasp the concepts, they'll go on to do additional writing themselves if you allow them freedom to do that. So I do like the way this book is laid out. You can write in the book. They do allow for writing in the book spaces. However, I like to reuse my curriculum as best I can, if it's more expensive curriculum, so that I can use it on my other children. So I prefer my children use their own notebooks, but they can copy, like this page. They can copy it. They can either hand copy it, or we can copy it on a copy machine. We don't have a copy machine, so they would hand copy this onto a notebook and then do the writing there, so that I can reuse the curriculum. Now, I think nowadays this curriculum is online instead of the DVDs. Like, you can go online and you order that annual subscription, and then you would have the year to do the work. I personally prefer the DVDs because I like to use, like I said, the curriculum for more than one child, and once you own the DVDs, then you have them. Okay, so we're entering the personal essay section. So, like I said, I have homeschooled for 12 years now. I just graduated my first son, and I have 2 more coming up. I have a daughter will be starting 7th grade, and I have a 6-year-old son that will be starting, kindergarten, 1st grade work, basically. And I have tried lots of curriculum. More than I care to admit to. So the curriculums that I'm showing you now are what I have been able to weed out, using my first child as the sacrificial lamb, poor thing, with curriculum. So I prefer to take a more gentle approach with learning. And I do feel that this Essentials in Writing program accomplishes that. A while ago, when I first got the Essentials in Writing, I was also interested in IEW. So this is Essentials in Writing is EIW, and then the other well-known writing curriculum is IEW. And in researching both of them and actually I had a friend that had IEW, so I got to actually review and use IEW before getting the EIW, Essentials in Writing. And I can honestly say that the Essentials in Writing, I really did like more than the IEW. The instructions are so well laid out. The way of learning, the assignments, they're so well laid out that it gives the child the ability to learn each new concept of writing without frustrations, without feeling overwhelmed. And you really want to foster that as much as possible. If you have purchased a curriculum and your child is feeling frustrated or overwhelmed, or they may be crying, or they just don't understand it, don't be afraid to change that curriculum quickly. Do your research, do the best. And it's not necessarily go out and buy a new curriculum either. because there are a lot of ways to teach our children for free and more gently. You may want to, if the child is frustrated, they may need more time before you introduce whatever it is you're trying to introduce. And sometimes children just need the instruction. They don't need so much of the busy work when it comes to anything really. Writing, math, grammar. Sometimes children just need to have the knowledge of it, and then you'll find them later in their bedrooms or wherever with a notebook and something in their own mind that interests them, a topic in their own mind that interests them, and you will happen upon them just trying to write based off of the concept that you taught them earlier that day. And sometimes that's really all it takes. And then once you catch them doing that, don't immediately interrupt them. What you want to just allow them to finish. And then what I normally do is I will go back and look at what they've done without them knowing. Because a lot of writing is personal to people, and unless they've brought it to you to share it, it's usually personal. So I will look at it without them knowing, so that I can see where it is that they may need further instruction on, or just correction of the grammar or anything like that. So this is some research paper information here. Give you a couple of pages of that, and then we'll skip to the end so that the video is not too long. So with my high school curriculum, I really like, for language arts, I really like the Life of Fred language arts. There's four books in that series. And then I really like Essentials in Writing for the writing portion of high school, for teaching them to write. Now I did notice that, the reason I went with the 10th grade one is I noticed that there wasn't much difference between the table of contents on, I think it was 9th, 10th, and 11th grade, or it might have been 10th, 11th, and 12th. But there were three of them where it was very similar. Didn't appear to be any need to purchase an additional Essentials in Writing high school. So I like to do the Essentials in Writing along with the Life of Fred's for high school. And for the 12th grade, I will get the year 12, I believe it's 180 daily lessons, or I can't remember what it's called right now, just to give them that refresher of grammar in the 12th grade before they move on. So now this is giving you diagrams that you would use when writing certain papers. And you would just write this on your own paper, or you could make a copy. Paragraph organizer. So that's pretty much it. There are the 2 DVDs in the back. I really love this curriculum. I love how, actually it's 3 DVDs. I really love this curriculum. It's a gentle way of teaching your children using a workbook. It doesn't appear to be any drill and kill in my opinion, and it's just a really well-rounded overall curriculum. So I hope this was helpful.